Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I did a video yesterday, I think it was yesterday, anyway, about waking up one day and going, oh my God, how did I get here? You know, because you're living the 5D experience and how everything is going to be, it's going to be seamless. And like I said, yesterday, or whatever day it was, I did this video. That's how I live every day. Not from a place, and don't go to a place of, well, how did I get here? I didn't deserve this. Or this is, I didn't think I was worthy of this. Because when you know you are worthy of so much more, and not from a place of ego, but just the divine being that you are so worthy of whatever your dream is, whatever you want and desire. And I thought about it. I was talking to my husband and my friend this morning, and there are people, I've known people that, you're in a bad relationship, you have bad people come into your life. Well, nobody's bad. They're there to teach you a lesson. They're a mirror of you. Now, you don't see that at the time. Some people never see that. But I know people that it's like you're in a relationship and you go, oh my God, I wish they were dead. I wish they'd die. I wish they'd get out of my life. Whatever. And then they do die, or they do get out of your life. However it happens, and then they still want to blame their situation on the person that's no longer in their life, and still hate the person that's no longer in their life, or the situation that's no longer in their life. And this could be years later. And you think back over your whole life. And I told my friend this morning, I said, the fun thing that just completely blows my mind is when I sit and I think about a situation where I am, how everything, and you go back and you think, well, if I hadn't moved, I wouldn't have met this person. If I hadn't have done what I had this job, I wouldn't have had this situation. And you go back and you think, this situation led to this one, and this situation led to that. You can take it all the way back to, usually, if you think about it, to you chose the existence to come into. Because if you had not picked your parents, that time that you were born into that lifestyle, that situation, that place, you wouldn't be where you are now. And when you go back, you might have gone through situations that were less than pleasant, but it's what the choices that you made going through that experience and outside of that experience, and then people want to be mad about and not happy about where they are. And it's like, when you get to the other side and when you wake up, like we are, for those of you that resonate with this, for those of you that understand what I'm saying, you get to the place where we are and you look back and how can you be upset? Because you truly are the creator of your own existence. Because at any point in time, whatever you've been through, you had free will. You had a choice. I choose to look at this as a positive. I choose to dwell on it as a negative. therefore, it gave you the next experience. It's all choices that you've made. You know, even if you had a bad relationship, again, nothing's bad. It all happens for a reason. But if you had a less than pleasant experience with somebody, why do you want to look back on that and blame that person? It was your choice to be there with them for however long you were with them. If you had a job you didn't like, it was your choice to stay in that job. Or whatever. Or leave. You have the same choice. This is a planet of duality. You can do this or this. You know, but we've been taught to externalize our power. We've been taught that it's somebody else's fault. Somebody else did this to me. No, my dear soul, you did it. And don't go back and judge yourself. Don't go back and blame yourself for the position you're in. Just see that whatever choice you've made over your life, good, bad, or indifferent, whatever choice you made got you to the next step. And then you made another choice and another choice. Every now moment is your next choice. And I look back over the last, say, 5 to 6 years. My life has completely transformed into amazingness. And I remember, because that was back when I went through my dark night of the soul. And I remember thinking then, oh yeah, well, I hear all these people talking about an amazing life and how you get there. And I wanted it. I wanted to be happy. I wanted the whatever. I wanted to buy whatever they were selling. I wanted to take whatever they were taking, to get to where they were. Well, it's a process. My life now did not happen overnight. I had to make different choices. I had to see things through different eyes and take back my power. Stop blaming other people for how my existence was. I was not always, well, you're never perfect. Well, no, we're not even going to go there, because that's, you were designed perfectly for the existence that you chose to live here now. But you learn as you go along, or you should learn as you go along. Some people never learn. They stay stuck in the old belief systems, the limiting beliefs, the fear, the blame, the guilt, the shame, the whatever they're projecting onto other people. Some people stay there. I look back over all of my relationships, and every one of them got me to a better place. I grew from each one. I became a better, no, I didn't. I was going to say became a better person. No, I didn't. I was hell on wheels. I was a bitch up until, I don't know, maybe I still am, but I'm not as much as I would. And some days if you ask my husband, he'd be like, yeah, you still are. But I see things through a different lens. I see things through a different perspective. So But my situation, my life grew from each relationship. I don't go back and judge it and go, what the, sometimes I go, what on earth was I thinking? But by the same token, you just let it go. And you don't repeat the same mistake. Well, there are no mistakes. Because if you learn from it, it's not a mistake. It was a lesson. So you don't have to repeat that same situation. So, like I said, literally, excuse me, every step, every moment of your existence, you have a choice. You have a decision to make. Am I going to look at it in this light, or am I going to look at it in this light? Am I going to learn from it, or am I going to choose to repeat it? For most of us, we're not living in lack anymore. We're not living in judgment and blame and guilt and externalizing our power. But like I said, when you look back over your life and you see whatever choices you made literally is where you are. It starts to, I guess, make you understand how you could have chosen the existence that you picked your parents, you picked your life situation, and it helps you. I just see like all these roads, all these basically timelines, because every choice you make has already been played out. At literally every choice, because I could sit here right now and I could have not done this video and I could have gone and done something else, or I could have done the video, or I could have talked about something completely different. Either one, there's no right or wrong. It just is. And every single one of those has already been played out. Has already, because it already exists. Which is mind-boggling to think about. But if you look back at when you were in high school, people you dated or didn't date, whether you stayed with that person and got married or you moved to the next person, either one of those situations have played out. It had to have. Because what if you had done that other thing? You would be living a completely different experience. When you, I mean, it's mind-blowing when you sit and you think about it and you really truly open yourself up to the fact that you can have anything your heart desires. Because your heart desires it for a reason. Because your wants and desires are completely different than anybody else's. They might be similar. So on some timeline, somewhere, this is already played out for you. If you want to have this kind of job, this kind of partner, this kind of house, this kind of life, it's for a reason. It's there. And they say you have to be vibrationally equal with it. And it's funny because my husband and I were just having this conversation yesterday about, excuse me, and men and women, and how there are women that say, oh, well, you know, I want a rich guy to take care of me. so I can sit home and do nothing. Well, that rich guy does not want you. He's not looking for somebody to take care of. He's not looking for somebody to just sit at home and do nothing. He's looking for an equal partner. So if you want that rich guy, become what you want. Have drive, have ambition. You might not have to make $1 million, but at least respect yourself and have a personal drive about you. That's what they want. You know, if you're just sitting around on your butt watching soap operas and complaining to your girlfriends, have a nice life, because that's what you're going to get, is more of that. So that's what they mean by become vibrationally equal too. You can't have this when you're down here. You can't have rich and famous and, okay, the image I was just given is Cinderella. Okay? Cinderella married the prince, right? Prince Charming. But look at Cinderella. She knew she wanted more. She wasn't bitching and complaining because she was on her knees scrubbing, being the slave of her evil stepmother and stepsisters. She still had a good heart. She still had a desire for better. From I'm going to do what I need to do to better myself and make others happy. Therefore, she got the prince. If you look at the evil stepsisters, they already had their money. Well, they were greedy. They were selfish. They were hateful. They wanted the prince. Who did the prince want? He doesn't want somebody who's greedy and selfish and hateful. My point exactly. So, but that's, and I look back, I had to change my belief system. I had to change my outlook on life to get better, to get to my heaven on earth. It didn't happen overnight, but now I look back and over my existence, and it just blows me away. It's like, oh my God, this is so amazing. And I just know it just keeps getting better every day. Life still happens, yes, but it's how you choose to look at life. Like I said yesterday, you can choose to look at the roses or the beautiful flowers, or you can choose to look at the thorns. They're both there. And if a thorn scratches you, okay, it's part of the experience. It's not going to kill you. Deal with it and move on. Don't keep focusing on, oh, well, remember this scar? And, oh, people want to go back and woe is me over their scars. Let that nonsense go. It is what it is. It's your choice of what you focus on. Those same people that want to still be angry at somebody else for the existence that they live right now is crazy to me. It's like you are giving your power away to that other situation. Because every moment you have the choice to better yourself or get yourself in a better situation. It's choices that you make. There's no reason in this world to look back and blame somebody else for where you are. I was going to say other than you, but don't even blame you. Have gratitude. Whether you like your situation or not, you are the one that put you there. Nobody else did. But most people don't want to own that. Most people, it's easier to externalize and blame somebody else for your situation. It's easier because it's not fun to go, well, okay, I see where it's all on me. I made choices that put me in those situations. If it was a good situation, continue making those choices. If it's not a good situation that you enjoy, make different choices. Look at life through a different lens. So anyway, this is fun for me. Even, you know what? Even I woke up and I have a spot on my shirt. And I thought, where'd that come from? And I remember dropping something on my shirt and I thought, well, it'll wash out. It didn't. And I thought, you know what? I don't care because I've got a lady coming today, another lady that I talked to yesterday that I absolutely love about selling my house. So she's going to come out and look at the house and give me a figure and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, I don't need, you know what? I'm me. And that's all I'm ever going to be. I am going to be unapologetically me. And you know what? I want her. She said yesterday, she was talking about something and she said, what did she say? I'm very blunt. I'm very, I state whatever my thought is. And I told her, I said, that works for me. I don't like fake. I have no patience for fake. I have no patience. And I told my husband when we got married, I said, never tell me what you think I want to hear. Always tell me the truth. Even if I say, do I look okay? And if I don't, tell me. Because I don't want to go out looking, if we're going somewhere nice and my hair's, or that my outfit doesn't match, because I can tell you, my daughter will tell me in a flat minute. But tell me. If I look nice, tell me. If I don't look nice, if something looks off, tell me. Don't say, yeah, baby, you look good, when I don't. Or tell me, oh, yeah, well, you really need 3 bedrooms in your house to make it sell. And I said, well, but I bought it for 2 bedrooms. Oh, yeah. There are people that want 2 bedrooms. You have just lost my trust and my faith. Because now I see that you're just telling me what I want to hear instead of telling me the truth. I don't have patience for that. And that's what the last agent did. She would say one thing and I come at it from a different angle and then she wants to agree with me. And it's like, no. I see your true colors. You're going to focus on the negative stuff. The lack. That's not me. So anyway, this new lady, I'm like, heck yeah, come on out. And because I want the truth. Don't blow sunshine up my skirt. And I've told you guys, all along, I am not here to blow sunshine up your skirt. I am here to give you the truth. I am here to give you what I get. Sometimes it's not always pretty. Sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow. It's like I told a neighbor yesterday, I said, I'm going to tell you something that I will guarantee you nobody else is ever going to tell you. Because she says she loves animals. And I asked her, I said, is it you love animals because you love the way it makes you feel? And I want you guys to think about this, because this is not just specific to this situation. This is your life. Do you like animals or whatever because of how it makes you feel? Or because of what you can do for them? Because in a situation where you catch, she caught a possum. She's loving on this possum. She keeps it for a few days and then she releases it. Okay. You enjoyed the possum. Did that possum enjoy that situation? And she said, yeah, probably not. I said, exactly. So do you really love animals, or do you love what the animals are doing for you? That is a difference between service to self and service to others. If you get a dog to keep in a cage and you never interact with it, which drives me absolutely crazy to see a dog just chained in the yard or in a kennel or whatever, and people they feed it and that's it. They ignore it. First of all, why do you have that dog? And second of all, what is that dog thinking? You know, and oh, here you go. Thank you. God, thank you. You have a child. And now this one might hurt, but I want you to think about it. You have a child. You're constantly telling that child, leave me alone, let me do whatever, go sit and watch TV, go play, go do a video game. Why do you have that child? What do you think that is going through that little child's mind? I can tell you. My mom and dad don't love me. I'm a burden. Why won't they play with me? They don't have time for me. Is that fair to that child? It might not be an animal. It might be, you know, and like, what was it? My husband said something yesterday, same thing, about, again, relationships. Men don't want a woman who's going to drain them, who's going to just use and abuse them. They want an equal partner. They want somebody that is an asset to them. I mean, unless they're just a controlling butthead. And if you end up with a controlling butthead, you need to get rid of them. And you need to get a better, you need to respect yourself more. But again, think about how your action is impacting other people. Think about how your action is impacting you. And then don't go blame somebody else for whatever situation you're in. You know, if animal control comes and writes you a summons for animal neglect, don't get mad at the officer. Look at the situation you've got your animal in. If CPS comes and takes your child because you're neglecting your child, don't get mad at CPS. Fix you. this is coming through for somebody. This message is not for everybody. So if it resonates, keep it. If not, be glad, be thankful, grateful that you're not in this situation. Spend time. And this is where society is so messed up, because they make you think that you have to go get a job and work and slave, and it's 30:33 as I say that. You are so brainwashed to think you have to work. So you don't have time for your pets, your kids, your family, your whatever, whoever. You don't have time for you. Start taking time. Start making choices to take time to spend with your pets, to spend with your kids. To spend with you. And start making better choices. You know, people, they lock up a dog and don't pay any attention to it. And then when their kid goes to play with it, the kid gets bit. Well, what do you expect? And then they want to be mad at the dog. Those people, I just want to bang in the head. So anyway, again, think about, put yourself in their shoes, whoever it is. How would you feel if that was you? But don't get tied to the emotion. And I choose not to go into that right now. That'll be another video if you want to know about it. But don't live out that emotion. Just, I caught a possum yesterday because he was in my chicken coop. I moved him somewhere else because I don't want him in my chicken coop. I didn't kill him. I'm not going to do that. But my geese and ducks started fighting and squawking and all that kind of stuff, and it right by the cage that he was in. And I was like, oh my God. So I told him, I said, you know what? You're going to be okay. You're safe, but I'm going to remove you from this drama. And I picked up the cage and I moved it to a quiet place until I could release him. I could see he was not happy. I wouldn't want to be in that situation. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's everything. So anyway, I hope this helps you. I hope this makes sense. Click the like button. Subscribe to my channel. And yeah, just, even if you don't like where you are now, you're breathing. You have a now moment that you can make another choice. What is that choice going to be? So, I love you. I want everybody living in their heaven on earth. I can't make it happen for you. I can only guide you and give you information that I get and share my experiences and hope that it helps you. Again, some of this message is not for everybody. But if you look at your situation and it hurts, it hits you, You have the choice to change it. Don't go back and judge yourself because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know unless, sometimes you don't know unless it's brought to your attention. So what came through was to bring it to someone's attention. So anyway, I send you love. I send you so much gratitude. Have an amazing day, and we will talk soon.